Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at people's hidden thoughts of you. I'll try to be as accurate as I can, but it is a bit tricky when reading for the collective. If you want something more personal, you can always check in with a psychic for a more in-depth description. Speaking of which, I tried a clairvoyant from Psychic Source, and yes, they're sponsoring today's video. Thank you, Psychic Source. I got matched with a clairvoyant through their site, and honestly, I wasn't expecting her to be that accurate. I gave her no personal info, just asked about my future love life, and somehow she instantly picked up that I'm already in a relationship. She literally said, "Why are you asking about the future without mentioning him?" I was literally speechless, but then I remembered that's kind of what I do too. Still a shocking experience to be on the receiving end of it. She described my future partner as someone who makes me really happy, with great communication and a bond that can handle anything. But the part that really stuck with me, she said she saw my future husband giving me purple flowers. A few weeks later, nothing happened, so I kind of forgot about it. Then we saw a tattoo promo on Instagram. My boyfriend sent me his ideas so I can book, and boom, a purple flower. Not a bouquet, but I'm definitely taking that as a sign. You can chat with gifted advisors however you're most comfortable, phone, video, or even text. Setting up my account on their website was super easy, and they have this quick little quiz that helps you find a psychic based on what you're looking for, whether it's love, past lives, energy readings, whatever. It made the whole process really personal and intentional. What sets them apart is the level of care and integrity. Only 2% of their applicants actually become advisors, so you know you're speaking to someone who's truly gifted and held to high ethical standards. And they back everything up with a no-risk guarantee. If you're not happy with your last paid reading, it's free.
For a limited time, you can use my code Siren at psychicsource.com when checking out, or you can just click the link in my description box below at trypsychicsource.com/siren. You'll get up to 40 minutes with an advisor for just $19.80. That's up to a $240 value. You don't have to use it all in one session. You can spread those minutes out across multiple advisors to see who you truly resonate with. They also donate 1% of your purchase to charity at no extra cost to you. Oh, and yes, I do get paid for this promo, so when you sign up with Psychic Source, you're feeding a perpetually hungry, slightly dramatic psychic, that would be me, and funding my next impulsive crystal purchase. As you can see, the channel needs some new crystals. But that's all for now. Thank you again to Psychic Source for sponsoring today's video.
So getting back to your pile selection and reading, for pile 1 we have Citrine with the Queen of Pentacles. For pile 2 we have Prehnite with the Ace of Pentacles. And for pile 3 we have Chrysocolla with the Moon. So take a look at whichever pile you're most drawn to, and that will be your pile for today. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Once you are done picking a pile, then please find your timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. And if you're still struggling to pick a pile, then you can pause the video, then I will see you there. Hi pile 1, if you chose the Citrine crystal and the Queen of Pentacles, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at people's hidden thoughts of you. So please be aware that this is a general reading, only take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, then please find all my details in the description box below. So, Spirit Guides of pile 1, please tap me into the energy of people around them. And please show me these people's hidden thoughts of them. What are people's hidden thoughts of pile 1? So firstly, I'm seeing something about you looking good. The clothes you're wearing looking flattering on you. The Hermit. I'm hearing glazed donut. So there's something about your skin looking very like glowy in some way. That won't resonate with everybody, but if you resonate with it, then take it. So we have the Magician, the Knight of Wands. We also have the Five of Pentacles showing up in the reverse position. we have the Queen of Wands showing up reverse. And at the back of the deck, we have the High Priestess. Well, firstly, I see that your energy is very expansive in some way, and that you have a lot of power within you. I don't know if this is spiritual power since the High Priestess is at the back of the deck, or if it's just power that you hold within. It could be both. I also feel like you are psychically protected from any psychic attacks or evil eye because your energy just is so strong and powerful. And it's like you see it coming before it happens with the High Priestess. So what I'm taking from that is some people may have the hidden thought of being able to see your power but being intimidated by it. And I think some people try to almost take you out of your power where there's like a hidden motive or intention there to try to take you out of your power, but then realizing they can't. So it's almost like maybe you've had some people try to like put you down in some way or try to sabotage your progress or just send you evil eye or some kind of psychic attack, but it's like it never worked. You were protected. So I don't know if people have intentionally done this, if they're spiritual, if they just think certain thoughts that could send psychic attacks your way. But that's just basically what I'm seeing there. People also have the hidden thoughts about you that you're someone that probably wants to live a luxurious life or to have luxury in your life. Whether you do have that or not in your life, there's still this desire for this, or at least people think that you desire this. Because I'm seeing Prada in my mind's eye, which is making me think of like brand names, luxury with the Queen of Pentacles here. People also have this hidden thought about you where it seems like some people want more and more and more of you and they can't get enough of you. And it feels like they just want to be around you all the time and just want to be in your presence all the time. I think this would be people you are close to. But then you do also have some people that just like receiving from you, that they don't know where the limit is of taking, if that makes sense, because maybe you're someone that's a giver and sometimes people just don't have limits, like where they're not like thinking about you in that situation of like, oh, I shouldn't try to take more and more and more from pile one because, I've just been taking from them. So maybe you have some people around you that do it innocently, not maliciously, but they just like you so much, like what you're giving so much that they keep taking more and more of it, wanting more and more from you. There may be a sense of entitlement there too. Some people have the hidden thought that they feel connected to you in some way, or they feel like they relate to you in some way, or like you mirror certain things about them self back to them. So there's this feeling here of like, I relate to you, or I can see myself in you, or I see that we have like some similarities here and there. So some people have those hidden thoughts. I see this energy of your closest friends having like the hidden thoughts about playful memories you guys have had together, where you guys have kind of just like had a good time and a good moment. There was some kind of like playful energy, lighthearted energy attached to the memory. So I see like close friends going back to those memories and their hidden thoughts. I also see some people having the hidden thoughts that you will defend yourself in any situation. Because in my mind's eye, I'm seeing like someone boxing, and it's almost like I'm seeing their hands, and the person is like wanting to box their hand, but then they're like defending themselves with their own hand. So I'm seeing that in my mind's eye, which makes me think that people think you would defend yourself in any situation. Maybe that's why people are intimidated by you. So I feel like I'm tapping into the energy of a pet now because the energy feels very different. When I am tapping in clairvoyantly, I'm seeing like a dog run around. It doesn't have to be a dog, but I'm seeing that. And I'm seeing like you give this dog treats all the time and you're always taking care of this dog. Or this animal, if it's like a cat or a parrot, whatever animal or pet you have, if you have one, maybe they're having hidden thoughts of you always taking care of them, keeping them healthy in some way, and them just being like so stuck and attached to you in some way. Weird. I've never gotten a message from a pet before, but that's what I see. I also see this energy of some people observing you in a way where they're kind of pretending that they're not observing you or that they're not watching you from afar. This could be in real life or in on social media. But I'm just seeing them kind of like watch you but pretend they're not watching, observe you but pretend they're not observing. And it's like they're trying to get more information on you. The intention here is coming from a place of wanting to prove something about you to other people that they may not have proof for. So, say someone has like this idea of you in their mind that you're a certain type of way, and maybe you're not even that way, but they're trying to find proof that you're that way so that they can prove it to other people. It's giving more of a malicious energy, if I'm going to be completely honest. I also see this energy of people thinking that you seem like someone that loves to be alone. You seem like someone that's more introverted and like you just enjoy your own alone time. Some of you may also work for yourself in some way where you're like some kind of entrepreneur and people are thinking thoughts about that. People see it being successful, but they feel like they would never be able to do that themselves. Like they don't feel like they have the knowledge or the skills to be able to do that themselves, but they're kind of clapping for you. I don't get when people are like, oh, I wouldn't be able to do this myself, but good for you. Like nobody asked that. Like, ugh, that's a pet peeve of mine when people do that. But like, I see some people thinking that, like, oh, I wouldn't do this myself. Like, I wouldn't be able to do this myself, but good for you, you know? So I've also seen this energy of like you reaching some kind of independence here on your own. There's like this self-made energy of like you didn't have anyone around you to help you within your career or within your studies. You've had to do this all on your own and you have been growing and making progress there. And even if you don't see those results yet, I think people see you as a very ambitious person and people see you as someone with potential to create whatever dreams you have, into a reality here. But with the Five of Pentacles showing up reverse, maybe there is this fear of losing what you have, or this fear of staying stuck within poverty or something like that. So maybe people think you have like fears around that. Whether that's true or not, that is their hidden thought. And it may affect your self-confidence and self-worth. So people think the state of your finances affects your confidence and self-worth. When you're not in a good place financially, it may reflect within your self-worth. Whether that is true or not, this is just what people think. So they kind of think it affects your self-worth in some way, like the state of your finances. People think that you see through them in some way, or you sense certain things about them in some way. I don't know if this pile is very spiritual. Because I feel like a lot of you have psychic gifts or like a strong intuition with a high priestess at the back of the deck. And even with the crystal balls here, it's making me think of someone that can kind of like see into people psychically and into their thoughts. So maybe sometimes you do pick up on people's hidden thoughts in your psyche. But I also feel like this piles into manifestation with the magician here. So maybe people take note of your spiritual interests if you are, a spiritual person. I see that people think that you're someone that doesn't really need or try to take the advices of others. You try to live life on your own terms. And even if you do receive advice from people once in a while, maybe you're someone that likes to make decisions on your own without having to like ask everybody what you should do. You know what I mean? You kind of just take your long-term goals into consideration and you think, what action do I need to take, for me to get there? And there is someone that is quite salty about this. Salty about the fact that you don't want to take their advice. Or I don't know if someone tried to give you like unsolicited advice that you didn't ask for. Or if someone tried to give you advice that you didn't take. Maybe you thought it was bad advice. Or maybe you just thought that isn't the decision I want to make. But it's like this person's salty about the fact that you never listened to them and that you made your own decision. Sometimes people think you're too perfect, where they try to look for faults in everything you do. They almost try to purposely look for faults within you to prove that you're not perfect, which is so weird because it's like they're putting you on the pedestal. You're not claiming that you're perfect in any type of way. Maybe some of you are, but like for most of you, I'm not getting that you're claiming you're this perfect person, but it's like they're trying to prove you're not. And then I see some people thinking hidden thoughts like, oh, their life seems so perfect. Oh, there must be something wrong with their life. Like they must be insecure or they must be going through something. Like I'm sure their life isn't as perfect as it seems. It's almost like that type of energy of like how I said before, trying to find faults within you or your life to prove something to their own ego. I'm also seeing this energy of like rising up above challenges and not letting challenges keep you down in some way or keep you stuck in some way. I also see that you're unlearning information here that was taught to you at a young age or that was taught to you when you were younger, and that information isn't helpful anymore. Those beliefs aren't helpful anymore. So you're taking in what truly does resonate with you. So maybe some people are noticing that you're reframing your beliefs or your mindset. I see people also thinking that you've made changes to your life that haven't been easy to make. It's been a kind of like uphill battle to make these changes and to stay consistent with these changes you're making. It's a slow process and they perceive it as a challenge to do, but you've done this for yourself successfully in some way. People also often think that you are going to be successful financially in this lifetime, and people often also think that you've changed in some way with the Death card and the Wheel of Fortune. Both are cards of change, but that you've maybe also become a newer, improved version of yourself with the Fool, because the Fool can represent new beginnings. So maybe you have transformed yourself in a way, you've changed who you are, you've let go of old identities that no longer serve you, and you've become a newer, improved version of yourself. You've rebirthed in some way. I feel like people are noticing these changes within you. There are mixed reactions to that though, which is quite normal. You know, when we change, sometimes people, even people we love, can try to cling on to the old version of us because that's familiar, and that's quite normal. So I feel like people are still getting used to this new version of you. They're still getting to know this new version of you and almost like let go of the old version of you. The Ankh here is confirmation that you're very spiritually protected. So let's say someone is having negative thoughts of you, and those negative thoughts could turn into some kind of evil eye or psychic attack. It's like it's not going to reach you. It's not going to affect you in any way. With a vulture here, it also reminds me of people that just like take. So that's kind of confirmation of what we said earlier. If some of you have experienced that where like people just want to take from you and never give back. So lastly, I'm seeing a bee. And this is reminding me of someone that's like very busy with the Queen of Pentacles here. So maybe people think that you've been really busy lately. There is someone in your life that wants you to relax with them. Only because they're relaxing, but it's not coming from a malicious intent of like, oh, you shouldn't work so much or whatever. It's just coming through as like, oh, I miss you. Spend some time with me. Relax for a second. So yeah, I don't know what that's about, but that's what I see. So that is all I have for you, Pile 1. I really hope this reading resonated. What did you think of this reading? Let me know down in the comments below. Did any parts stick out to you or resonate with you? Let me know. So please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Pal 2. If you chose this Prehnite crystal and the Ace of Pentacles, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at people's hidden thoughts of you. So please take what resonates, leave the rest, since this is a general reading. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, then please find all my details in the description box below. So Spirit Guides of Pile 2, please tap me into the energy of people around Pile 2. And please show me their hidden thoughts of Pile 2. People's hidden thoughts. What are people's hidden thoughts about Pile 2? We have the Page of Swords. So firstly, I see that this pile physically is very seductive. So I see some people having lustful thoughts about you that they're hiding, which I don't know how you feel about that, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like some kind of fantasizing about you, undressing you with their eyes. So we have the Page of Swords, we have the Sun, we have the Hermit, we have the Nine of Pentacles reverse, the Four of Swords, and the Hierophant. So at the back of the deck, so far you have the Page of Wands. Okay, so I also see this energy of either one person or multiple people thinking you're marriage material. But I get the strong energy of someone feeling like you're the one they want to be with for the rest of their life. And if you're not in a romantic connection, then maybe someone could just see you as like wifey or hubby material potential where they're interested in you in some way. And maybe they're looking for something more serious. And, you know, when I looked at these two cards, I kept being reminded of wedding dresses. And then I was hearing that song, I Think I Want to Marry You. I think it's Bruno Mars, if I'm not mistaken. So it's making me think someone is definitely thinking that. If it's not multiple people, then someone specific. You seem very graceful in some way, at least from people's hidden thoughts. You come across as shy as well. I'm almost getting like this dainty energy from you. Even if you're not physically dainty, like maybe you're gentle in some way. And people almost feel like they must handle you with care, you know. Something about a beautiful smile. And also, I keep looking at these cards and I notice that 4 of them have their eyes closed here. 4 of these women. So it's making me think that, you know, this topic, yes, it's the hidden thoughts people have of you, but it makes me feel like you truly don't know what's going on in people's minds. It's like you're kind of asleep. You're not awake to what other people are thinking. There's a lot of hidden thoughts here that you don't even realize. Well, we'll see what that is as we get into the reading, but that's basically what I'm seeing so far. Like, you would be so surprised if you knew what was going on in people's minds. That's kind of the message I'm getting. You would know who's true, who's fake, who's genuine, who you really want to spend time with. I don't know if some of you are witches, but I'm seeing a vision of like you guys do like a truth spell of some kind or something like that. I'm not saying go do a spell, but I don't know if some of you are witches and maybe you've tried to like do something like that. I don't know. I guess it would just be easier if you knew everybody's thoughts. Like, it would be easier to make decisions, but I'm getting this message from Spirit that we're not supposed to know everything that goes on in another person's mind. I'm just getting the message that sometimes that must stay hidden. Interesting. I don't know why, but that's what I'm getting. So, back to the hidden thoughts. I see people thinking that you seem like very happy lately with the sun, and it almost seems like you just are smiling more. You just seem more happy lately. I don't know if anything has happened in your life recently that's made you more cheerful in a way, made you more happy, or if you've just been doing well yourself, where it's not due to anything external, but like mentally, mental health wise, emotionally, you're doing well. I see that some of you could have recently received a huge opportunity that made you really happy in a way. You were, wanting this, manifesting it, desiring it, or thinking towards it. It's like you really wanted this so badly. You desired it so much within your mind, and it finally came true. And there's something about you being kind of like so excited to share that with others, but some people aren't happy for you. And now, what I'm about to say, please don't get offended by this, but this is just what I honestly see. I see some people looking at your wins, and it's almost like you're so excited to share it. And I see you jumping up and down and being like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened to me. And then I see the person walking past you. You know when someone walks past you and they bump your arm? And it's kind of like that weird energy of like them trying to intimidate you in some way. And then I see them like almost muttering to themselves. I don't know if that's a word. Oh, show off. So some people may not be like fully happy for you and for what you've recently received here, a desire of yours. It's like they think that you're showing off in some way. But I think that they're just bitter because maybe you got something you wanted and maybe they didn't, and they're just bitter about it, so don't worry about it. I also see people revealing hidden thoughts about you in their messages to other people. I'm seeing text messages in my mind's eye. I'm seeing someone's phone and I'm seeing them message to other people what they truly think. Their true thoughts that they keep hidden, which is so strange, but that's what I'm getting. So people are literally like revealing their hidden thoughts about you through their text messages to other people. I wouldn't recommend snooping through people's phones to try find that. But maybe that information came out for a reason if someone here is like suspicious of someone and I don't know, maybe you've thought of reading through their texts. I wouldn't recommend it, but that was your message. The thing is, it's like so strange because sometimes it can be an invasion of privacy, but then sometimes you also want to know what people are saying about you. So I understand like if you make any decision, like I understand both decisions, I'm not going to judge, but I'm also getting this energy of people having the hidden thoughts about you that you seem more private lately, or you seem like you are keeping certain things to yourself lately. It seems like you're moving in the dark or moving in silence and not letting people see your next move or see what you're planning towards next. I also see people noticing that you look good lately, like your body looks good lately. I don't know if some of you have been doing anything, but it's like I see like clothes just looking good on your body. I don't know if that's lately or just like in general, but maybe like people are noticing your body and thinking it looks good. Yeah, it's just like you seem really content with life lately. Like, I'm even seeing two people together where they're on vacation and they're in the pool with like cocktails in their hands and they're like smiling so much, so happy. So since I'm seeing that in my mind's eye, I don't know if any of you recently went on vacation and like people saw it in some way, or if you're planning towards a vacation, or if your life just seems chilled with the Four of Swords, where it's like you're almost like on a vacation every day in some way, and you just seem like so happy, so relaxed, like nothing's really bothering you or stressing you out. People kind of wish they could feel that way. That's what I'm getting from their hidden thoughts. Like, oh, I wish I could feel how I see you're feeling. Yeah, you just seem like really peaceful with the Four of Swords, really relaxed lately. Now, I am seeing a conversation between two people. So, this is making me think, yeah, people really do reveal their hidden thoughts about you to other people. So I'm seeing this conversation between another person and their friend, and it's almost like this person's trying to decide between choosing you or another person. They're kind of like weighing out the pros and cons of each person. Both candidates seem like good candidates. Maybe this is like for some kind of job position. Maybe it's a person trying to choose between you and someone else romantically. I don't know, but I'm getting something about like trying to choose between you and another person and talking to the other person and trying to get advice from the other person on which person they should choose. Kind of like going over all the information they have, the pros and cons and all. I see that some people may have more negative thoughts, but it's not because of you or because you're doing anything wrong. It's because they need to release some pent up negativity within them. And so sometimes, when someone is like kind of like a scapegoat and everybody almost like takes out their frustration and anger on that person, I feel like sometimes you're treated that way either like in person or in people's minds, where some people almost just like have very negative thoughts of you. I don't think everybody does this, but I think some people that maybe have like a lot of repressed anger, a lot of negativity within them, it's like they have a lot of negative thoughts about you, and it's kind of like all the pent up anger and aggression within their mind needs to be released, and they're kind of taking it out on you, which is not good. I guess they're releasing it. I don't know how I feel about that. I see a lot of gossip about you going around, and I see that sometimes people wonder in their mind if it's true, and they'll sit next to you and they'll kind of wonder that in their mind, but they're too afraid to actually ask you. I get that a lot of people watch your social media and talk about you and kind of like follow up with what's going on in your life, and there's kind of like a gossipy feeling to it. There's something about you standing tall, keeping your head up high, but maybe outgrowing certain spaces or people. And sometimes people almost feel like your environment is too small now. It's time for you to move to a bigger environment. Like you've outgrown your environment. I don't know who is thinking that or who is noticing that, but they're thinking you've outgrown your environment, but it's like you're comfortable here and you call this environment your home because it felt like home previously. Now it just feels uncomfortable. But at the same time, we're chasing that comfort and familiarity, but it's going to be more uncomfortable staying within our comfort zone than getting outside of it in the long run. Because think about it, if you outgrow this environment more and more and more, it's going to become even more uncomfortable staying in that environment that you've outgrown. Does that make sense? Because in the vision I'm seeing like a person that's almost too big for their own house. Like, it's reminding me of Alice in Wonderland when she eats that thing and then she grows bigger. So I'm taking that metaphorically as like outgrowing your environment. And this person's almost like too big that they have to almost like put their head down so that they can fit in that home. So that's why I'm saying that. I don't know if some of you like to do yoga, like to meditate, like to do things like that, but people could think you're that type of person that enjoys those types of things. People could also have the hidden thought that you're very wise and you don't need to really like scream it to the world or show it to the world. Like, you don't really need to show off. I know earlier we had that message about like a specific person thinking you're a show off, but I actually think most people think that you don't like need to show off your intelligence, or you don't need to show off money, or you don't need to show off this. Like, you're secure within yourself. Like, you don't need to prove yourself to the world. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. Like, you're naturally smart, you're naturally wise, but you don't need to prove it to people. I also get here that some of you could have been the type of person to be very detached. Lately, you've been very detached from people around you, almost like isolating yourself. Some people feel like they don't want you to isolate yourself. Some people think that you have some form of hyper independence. It's almost like you feel comfortable doing things alone because that's all you've known, but that you can ask other people for help and that they want to help you, and that you can like let other people in. Some people think that it's not healthy to constantly be alone or self-isolate, and they want you to be around them more. So I don't know if there's a specific reason why you're in this energy or if that's just your personality, but that is what I see here. Let's get some more cards. So we have the Three of Swords, we have the Six of Swords. So there is someone that is currently heartbroken over you, trying to move on from your relationship. I don't know if this was a recent breakup, friendship breakup. Even if it wasn't recent, I see this person getting over you in some way, or trying to move on from you. And it's like they keep thinking heartbroken, desperate thoughts is what I'm hearing. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to this person, but I'm hearing heartbroken, desperate thoughts. There's something about you also being a very sweet person, because I'm tasting like sweets in my mouth. Eight of Pentacles, the World. Two of Pentacles. And a lot of people also think there's something cute about you. Whereas some people have like some kind of cuteness aggression towards you. Not that this justifies it or makes it right, but I see some people thinking like you're so cute, you're so soft, you're so adorable, but then they almost like have an aggression towards that. Maybe they themselves haven't accepted their own inner softness, their own inner gentleness. Maybe they've had to like learn to be tough and push down that part of themselves to survive in some way. Like, let's say they grew up in a family that was very like dominant, and they had to become dominant to survive in that family, and now they view softness as weakness. That could be the case. Don't take it personal. A lot of the times when people project things like that, usually it's because they reject that part of themselves. Okay, so moving on from that, I also see people thinking recently that you've been like working very hard towards something, and that you are going to achieve something, or that you have achieved something here, and that you are moving towards financial stability, opportunities, change, which is really amazing to see. and life moves on from you. Like maybe you have been through heartbreaks, you have been through pain, but you're moving on from it and you're moving forward and you're looking to the future, not to the past. So people are also thinking that of you. A lot of people are curious about you, always trying to find more information about you, especially now that you seem like you're doing much better. Like lately, you seem much happier lately. It's like people are just very intrigued and they want to know what's happening in your life. It's like they always want to get updates on your life, on where you're at. So I see a lot of people watching you. Is there anything else that is important for them to know about people's hidden thoughts? I'm seeing someone think like you go girl or you go boy, like you just seem like really confident. I see someone like putting on red lipstick and going outside the house and like looking really beautiful. So regardless of gender, there's something about like someone almost praising you in their mind, being like you go girl, you go boy, like you look so good today. Like someone's kind of just praising you in their mind, complimenting you in their mind, thinking you look good lately. So that is all I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Let me know what you thought of this reading down in the comments below. Did any specific parts resonate with you? Let me know, and then I'll see you next time. Hi, Pal 3. If you chose this Chrysocolla crystal and the moon card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at people's hidden thoughts of you. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, then please find all my details in the description box below. So let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. So Spirit Guides of Pal 3. Please tap me into the energy of people around Pal 3. Please show me what are people's hidden thoughts of Pal 3. So firstly, I'm seeing this energy of you being so understanding and so forgiving and so tolerable. I see people almost like feeling bad or feeling guilty for something they've done or for letting you down in some way. And then it's like, you're so understanding and you're so forgiving, and they feel so blessed to have someone understand and, give them grace and give them compassion. But then at the same time, they feel bad and guilty about letting you down. I don't know if this is a specific person or multiple people that have felt this way before and have had these types of hidden thoughts, but it's like, oh my gosh, you're so forgiving, you're so understanding. And then they feel bad, but then they do it again. And then it's like you're understanding, you're forgiving. And then they do it again. And then they don't realize that the more they, do that behavior and over again, the less understanding and the less forgiving you're going to be, because eventually you reach a limit or you reach a point where you can't forgive, you can't tolerate anymore, where it's just happened over and over again, and now it's become a pattern, and now they're not changing or they're not improving or growing. And they just keep feeling bad, but they're not taking accountability, looking in the mirror and changing their actions. And I feel like some people get caught in that loop with you, that karmic loop of, oh, you're so forgiving. Thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for being so understanding, but not understanding that that understanding will eventually go away if they keep doing that. And I think some people have learned the lesson through you of accountability, looking at themselves in the mirror, looking at their own shadows in the mirror, looking at who they truly are. And then they get a choice. Do I accept myself like this and continue the toxic cycle through my other relationships, or do I make a change? A lot of people stay stuck within that cycle. And then you just like end up leaving their life or loving them from a distance. So the High Priestess, I feel like you see this though. You like, if this is your pile, you will feel like you resonate with this and you will feel like, yes, this is my pile. Like you'll feel like you understand this message. So the High Priestess, the Four of Pentacles, the Death card, the World, and the Five of Swords. with the Six of Pentacles at the back of the deck and the Ace of Cups wanting to come out. I do think that some people will see this as a mirror where they do feel bad enough to actually change this behavior, because even though you're tolerating it, they feel so bad that they won't continue the cycle. And I feel like that's the people you need around you. I'm going to be honest, nobody's perfect. Like, we all make mistakes. We might all let down the person we love. Like, even a soulmate can let you down, because that's just life. Like, life isn't perfect, you know. But if a person can look at their own behavior, recognize that they need to change something about it, recognize how maybe they've let you down or disappointed you, that is love right there, because they're noticing and considering you and your feelings, and they're, you know, changing a behavior or a pattern within themselves for the relationship, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't say it's true love, because I feel like there are other types of true love, but I feel like that is a form of love, changing yourself or taking some kind of responsibility for your action. That is a form of love for the people around us, because when we grow, our relationships grow too. I think you've always been this understanding person, because with the High Priestess here, you always see through people's intentions. So sometimes maybe a person lets you down or hurts you, and you can see that they weren't malicious. You can see their intentions, and maybe that makes you almost like feel bad for the person. Like, I understand that you didn't mean it this way. Or maybe you see like through their shadow. Some people just see their shadow and see the dark, more distorted side to them. And some people don't see where it comes from, but you see where it comes from. And you're like, oh, I know this person had this painful childhood. I understand why they're hurting me in this moment. So like, I'm not really like making it a big deal or anything, because I know it's coming from this place. But I think sometimes when you go through that cycle of like being so forgiving and, you know, understanding that, okay, you know, it comes from their childhood trauma, eventually there comes a point where you must still not allow that behavior and over again, even if it still comes from a place of trauma. Because the thing is, sometimes I feel like if we enable people and their bad behaviors, they continue doing it. So I feel like there needs to be some boundary here where you're not enabling people in your life, even if you understand. Maybe some people have noticed that, and maybe that's why that message is coming through. I also see that you get very attached to people in your life pretty fast. And maybe you have like an all or nothing type of love, an intense kind of love. And when you're attached to a person, you're really attached to the hip, where it's like you can't let them go. And sometimes you find yourself in these karmic loops with people where you can't let go of them, and where maybe you both keep self-sabotaging. But I feel like through that process, you're finding yourself, you're awakening to your power, and you're gaining knowledge and wisdom through that process of self-sabotage. I always looked at self-sabotage as bad until Spirit gave me this different perspective now. It's almost like when we self-sabotage, yes, it can be considered negative, but I feel like it also helps us learn something when we're in that process of that karmic cycle. Because a lot of times we have to go through that karmic cycle to learn something, even if it's painful. So maybe people are realizing or seeing that you go through like these cycles with people, or you go through like moments of self-sabotage, but then you learn and grow from that and evolve from that. Because there's this view of it where there's this understanding of like, oh, you're going to grow from this, and you're going to learn something from this. That's the perspective people are looking at it with. And even if you don't let go of the toxic person now, you will eventually do so when you learn your lesson with the Death card. the devil card can represent like toxic people in our life, and Four of Pentacles is making me think like we're so attached to them that we can't let them go with the Death card. But I see some people thinking you will eventually let go of the toxic people in your life when you're ready to, not when they're telling you to do it. So if you still have like toxic people in your life, people could be thinking that. And if you have had toxic people in your life in the past, then maybe people could have thought that in the past. I also see that you're someone that just trusts people and doesn't like double check what a person's doing. You give people in your life freedom and trust, and you just allow them to live their own life. Sometimes toxic people may take advantage of this. And it's not to say that you should change that about yourself, because I feel like that's very healthy in relationships, to just give a person freedom and trust. But the thing is, sometimes when people take advantage of that, it can be like a very iffy situation, because they're like, okay, I know you're not like looking through my phone or doing this or like watching my every move, so I can be sneaky now. You're not going to find out. So I see some people, some toxic people doing that, where it's like, because you give them freedom and because you're not watching their every move, they decide to be sneaky and do something behind your back. And that's not to say that you shouldn't give people freedom and trust, because like I said, I feel like that's a very healthy approach to relationships. There's nothing wrong with trusting people, but I feel like people do in the end show you whether they can be trusted or not with the Five of Swords here. And it will eventually be revealed to you, even if you're not looking for that information. They will eventually like dig a deeper hole for themselves, where they're stuck with their own actions. Because I'm seeing, I don't know what it's called, but I've seen this in movies when, you know, people go to like a Chinese restaurant and they get that thing on their hand, and it's like it sticks together like this, like over their hand, and sometimes your finger can get stuck in it. I don't know what it's called, but I'm seeing that. So I'm getting the feeling of like stuck in my own actions, stuck with my own regrets, stuck where I'm like getting caught in some way and I can't get out of it. So that's why I'm saying that. I also see some people spying on you. This feels like they are spying on social media and trying to almost like look at what's happening in your life right now. And it's like when they're spying on you, there's so much intrigue here where it's like, I just want to know more and more and more. You know that feeling when you get lost in a book or a movie? You're kind of just present and you're like following the movie, and it's like you're glued to the TV screen. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting when people watch you on social media. It's like they'll even spill their drink because they weren't paying attention, because they were focusing so much on you. But for some reason, Spirit doesn't want to tell me more information about that. Probably because Spirit is protecting you. Because I see some people like looking at your account and laughing, but I can't tell if it's a malicious laugh or not. Like, Spirit isn't letting me into the energy. In fact, when I told you about this, I bit my tongue. And when that happens in a reading, that's Spirit's way of saying, stop talking about this. Okay, moving on. I also feel like people have the hidden thoughts of you that you have some kind of precision, some kind of attention to detail, where when you do something, you try to do it properly and you try to have some kind of strategy. You don't just go in and, you know, take the action. You have some kind of like precise strategy. And I see, you know, when you like win a game or something and someone like gives you a high five, I'm seeing that in my mind's eye. So I'm taking that metaphorically as like you winning within some part of your life, like some area of your life, you're winning in some way. And some people are almost like clapping for you or high fiving you in their mind, like, wow, well done. Okay, so that's what I see. I also see this energy of you being a very deep person and people thinking that they relate to you a lot. And when they have deep conversations with you, it's like they're seeing into a deeper part of you that they never knew was there before. people also see that you're not perfect, but that you can take responsibility for yourself and for your own life. You're able to take a look in the mirror and look at your own actions and grow from that. Things are changing in your life right now in your relationships, where there's this theme of like letting go of toxic relationships, letting go of people that maybe don't have the best intentions towards us, and moving forward from that, finding people that truly resonate with us, that truly want the best for us. New relationships with the Ace of Cups. So let's pull some more cards. So we have the Star showing up next. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, I'm getting that if you ever like go live on TikTok, Instagram, someone could be watching your live and typing something in it. What is this energy about exactly, Spirit? I see them sharing your live or taking a screen recording of it and showing it to someone else. There are malicious intentions with that, where it's like, oh, look what this person said. And there's kind of like a gossipy feeling attached to that, where they send the video to someone else and look at what this person said here. It's giving me that type of energy, but people that are kind of like haters. I also see this energy of people, or not people, but this is a specific person desperately seeking your attention. It's almost as though this person hasn't like gotten your attention in some way. Because I see like someone doing everything to get your attention, but it's almost like they're invisible to you. So I don't know if you're purposefully ignoring them or if you just haven't seen like them trying to get your attention or haven't seen their messages or what, but it's almost like they keep trying to do more to get you to notice them in some way. So even if that's not them like directly talking to you, maybe it's them, like, for example, trying to make themselves look good to be noticed by you in some way. Like maybe this person has a crush on you or something. I don't know. But I'm kind of getting this energy of like, I want to be noticed by you. I want to be seen by you. I want your attention in some way. So that could be multiple people or one person, but that's the energy I feel. Two of Cups reverse. For some of you, this could be someone you're separated from. Queen of Wands reverse. Okay, I think that some people think that you don't know your worth since you're in like these types of relationships, or maybe they thought this in the past if you are out of these types of toxic relationships, because with the Queen of Wands reverse, this can represent a lack of self-worth, and with the Two of Cups reverse, this is like, I'm getting selfish love. Like maybe you've been with selfish lovers. I'm just getting that intuitively. Like people you almost liked more than they liked you back. And people think like you deserve better than that. There's something about letting out our voice finally. Like finally speaking our truth after not having boundaries for so long. People think that love is your weakness because it's almost like you've loved people too hard to the point where you're not loving yourself enough, to the point where it's almost like you're loving them more than I want to say that they're loving you, because that feels kind of mean. And I'm not trying to be mean to you guys, but this is just a message coming through of what other people are thinking. So I feel like there is some truth to it, because the thing is, we wouldn't allow toxic people into our life if we were at a place of self-love or wholeness. You know what I mean? So if you are still entertaining toxic relationships, then maybe that is a message you need to hear, even if it's hard. So if you're not, then maybe that was the past perception, and maybe there's going to be a change in the perception of you, where people maybe see that you finally learned your worth and finally learned that you deserve better than that. and that you are allowed to ask for more, and that you can want more for yourself, and that it's not too much to ask for. So I'm getting a huge change in the perception of you and people's thoughts of you. And this is happening at the moment because Moldavite is a tektite that, brings change. But we also have the World, the Death card. And the World is a card of endings. The Death card is a card of like letting go, but also transformation. So that's why I'm mentioning that. You have a very nurturing energy. You're very loyal. That's what people think about you. And you shine bright in your own way. In fact, I feel like a lot of the times when you fall in love with people, it's almost like you make them special in your own mind because of the inner light that you possess. People think that, I see some people thinking like, oh, if I was in a relationship with you, I wouldn't have treated you like that. I would have treated you better. Like, I'm hearing that song. It's not a real song, but it was on TikTok, where someone was almost like impersonating Justin's voice, I think. And it goes like, Benny, if I was with Selena, I would be treating her better than you, something like that. So I'm hearing that song in my mind, which is making me think that maybe some people feel like if they were with you, they would treat you better than that toxic person did. They would give you everything you want and need. There's kind of like a regret here of, I wish I found you first. Interesting. I almost see them like wanting to put you on display, wanting to show you off to other people. So you may have some people that have hidden crushes on you that wish you were single or wish they had a chance with you. Wish something would change in your connection. Wish you would notice them. I keep getting that energy. So you definitely have people having like hidden crushes on you, or people that want to get closer to you in a platonic way, but they don't know how to ask. They don't know how to make the first move. I also see something about aesthetics. Like, I don't know if you just have like an aesthetically pleasing feed on social media or aesthetically pleasing photos, but I'm seeing something about aesthetics. Or maybe your fashion style is like very aesthetically pleasing. I'm also seeing Kali's energy, and she is a goddess that brings transformation, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a confirmation. And she also helps us unleash a part of ourself that needs to be heard. Like, I'm seeing this image of you, and it's a little bit hard to explain the vision I'm seeing, but I'll try my best. I'm seeing this vision of you, and I'm seeing your face, right? Like a representation of all your faces, right? And then it's like the skin is peeling off. And I know this sounds a little bit vulgar and weird, but this is what I'm seeing. The skin is peeling off, and now that what's revealed to me is an image of your shadow self like coming out to the surface, but it's giving me the energy of anger that needs to be processed, anger that is sacred in some way, that is going to help us defend ourselves. And I feel like Kali is helping you use that part of yourself to defend yourself or to honor yourself in some way. But there's like a righteous kind of anger here. Like your anger is valid in some way. There's a reason why you're feeling this. So don't push it down or suppress it. And don't allow it to come out in unhealthy ways, but use that as fuel to defend yourself or to honor yourself in some way. That's what I see. So maybe people see a different side of you coming out that they never saw before. And maybe that's why that's coming through in the message. So that is all I have for you, Pile 3. I really hope this reading resonated. Let me know what you thought of this in the comments below. Did any specific message resonate with you or stick out to you? So yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.